We hear today in our news bulletin, so the daycare centre in Ballahadreen has been closed now for the past 2 weeks due to the retirement of a nurse that hasn't been replaced. And these centres, as well as organisations like Aware and Stop, are so important in helping people who have issues with mental health and who have difficulties in managing their own thought processes, rely on right throughout this region. Well, my next guest in studio, Roisin Kenny, is from Ahavas in County Leitrim, and she herself has, from time to time, Roisin, how are you?
Yes, hello.
Time to time, you have had highs and lows in your own life.
I have, yes. I suffer from depression, I suppose, more so in my teenage years. From I was 15 until I was 18, I would have been in and out of St. Columba's very regularly. I was in 11 times in that period and was on medication and all the rest. So thankfully I've got over it and I'm doing much better now. But I just would like to, I think it's important to talk about this and to try and remove the taboo that still exists.
And for you, because at such a young age, did you realise that you were depressed even at the time, or what was your headspace, or can you remember?
I can remember very clearly. I don't think I'll ever forget the feeling of hopelessness and despair that comes with depression, and it still terrifies me to this day that them feelings will come back. Thankfully now I know that if they do come back, it's only a matter of going and getting the help that I need, and that I can, you know what I mean, there is always hope there for me now, and I know that.
And it is about maybe just seeing one vision,
yes.
And it's the negative vision, yes. And it's not, no matter how hard you try, being able to come over it.
It's not. I remember people saying to me, pull yourself together and pull yourself out.
Go for shopping, you'll have a great day, that kind of thing.
Go out for a night out. You could go out for a night out and paint on a smile and pretend everything is okay, but it's not going to make everything okay, you know? And depression isn't just somebody in bad humour or, you know what I mean, having a bad day. It's much more than that, you know? And I think that, I suppose that I'm hoping that by me highlighting this myself, maybe it might help somebody else to seek the help that they need, you know, and that's really why I'm
and did your obviously you were in and out, you say, of treatment centres and all the rest. Was it your family who recognised that need, that you needed to get that help?
It was, yes. Friends of mine at school thankfully approached the nuns and told the nuns, and the nuns told my family, and they got the help I needed. Arthur Dolan in Mohill was absolutely fantastic, and he's still there, and I know if I'm having a bad time, I just go into Arthur and he'll sort me out, you know. Thankfully I've been well for years now. I had a little bit of a dip last year, but I got over that as well, you know, with the help of Arthur and that.
And I think that's the key, is actually for a lot of people who I've spoken to who've had the same experience, is that you believe that you never recover, and that makes you feel even worse. But once you've come through it and you know that actually, whoa, this is it, it's coming again.
Exactly.
I can actually get over it. There is light there, even though, and until you've seen that light the first time, it's very hard.
Yes, exactly. That's what I would, absolutely. I know that it's not a phase, but I know that all I need to do is get the help I need, and that there is help there for me, you know, very much so. If that means taking a tablet every day for the rest of my life, I will do that. I don't have to, thank God. But if I had high blood pressure, I wouldn't have a problem in taking a tablet for the rest of my life. So why do people think that something is wrong with their mental health, that there is a problem in it? There isn't a problem in it. And I think that every house in the country has somebody who suffers from depression, or did at some stage. As my father would say, you might call it an outland that was bad with their nerves, but you know, it's the same thing. It's a mental health issue, and because every house in the country has somebody, it doesn't make that abnormal. It makes it normal. It's very normal to have somebody in your family suffering from depression and have mental health issues. They reckon that 1 in 3 will suffer from mental health issues at some stage in their life, and that 1 in 5 suffer from depression.
Well, I've said it before. It's happened to me in my mid-20s. I have gone through for that process of about 2 years, sought help, as you say, took a tablet. Now will recognise the signs, and I've gone through that.
It's like you learn how to look after yourself. That, you know,
it is a dark place, I will say that, and I suppose for a lot of people out there, it's difficult to say that they need help or that they will take it, because you're in such a low space that you go, look, I don't really even want the help, because nothing is going to improve.
I know myself, I didn't want, in the very beginning, I didn't want to tell my family or my friends because I didn't want to upset them. I didn't want to worry them, you know, and I understand that. And that's where helplines come in. If you feel you can't talk to your friends and family, that there's the Samaritans, there's Stop, there's Aware, there's so many places that you can go.
As you say that, Aware and Stop are two organisations that you're hoping to support by a fundraiser that you're organising Saturday week, is it?
Yes, time has flown by.
Flying in, yeah.
Yes, it's Saturday week, the 27th of July. It's a 6-kilometre fundraising walk, run, crawl, whatever way you want to do it. Nobody's going to slow you down or speed you up. It's starting at Clune Football Field, GA Park, at 2 o'clock. We'll be leaving there at 2 o'clock. Registration on the day will be from 1. And then take off to the 6 kilometres to Ahavas. Just for a matter of safety, everybody will be walking on the left-hand side of the road with the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
And then back to Ahavas GA Park, and there'll be a raffle there and some refreshments there as well.
It's only 6k, people. In fairness, it's only 6 kilometres. If you've been out biking or walking or anything like that over the nice fine weather, you'll be able to do it.
Absolutely.
You can crawl.
And then as well, when there's so many people doing it with you. If I was doing it myself on my own, I'm not sure I'd be so enthusiastic about it. But when there's so many doing it with you, you know, it'll be fun and we'll all have a bit of crack, you know. And the weather is going to be good, hopefully.
I know, fingers crossed, we'll have another weekend of it. So 1 to 2 is registration at Clune GA Park. 2, you're off your 6Ks, and then back in to the clubhouse for a lot of refreshments.
In
Ahavas Clubhouse, as opposed to Clune, in Ahavas Clubhouse. And again, Stop and Aware, Mary McTiernan and everyone up at Stop are unbelievable.
They're fantastic. Stop has their own free phone helpline. Now, they have to fund that themselves. Personally, I think it's a disgrace that phone companies make money out of these sort of organisations. I think the phone companies make enough profits that they should be supplying free phone numbers without having to pay for them, you know. But that's the way it is. So Stop, they fund their own free phone number. Obviously, them calls has to be paid for by that organisation. They also provide 10 weeks free counselling for those feeling suicidal or in distress, and 10 weeks free counselling for those bereaved by suicide. So they're absolutely, you know, the work.
We have a telephone number for them.
Yeah, the free phone number for Stop is 1850 211 877.
1850 211 877, and as Roisin has said, they're free counselling for those who are suicidal or who are low, and those who are bereaved by suicide for 10 weeks. Get in touch with Stop. They're a Leitrim based organisation.
Yes.
And as well as that, Aware as well. Everybody knows about Aware. Their website aware.ie, and their helpline 1890 303 302, 1890 303 302. Again, they have support groups, they've life skills programmes, they have that helpline.
Yes,
really,
they're amazing. And then I remember years ago, when I was a teenager myself, my mother used to come to, in Longford here, in a school, there was an Aware support group there, and it helped me, but I think it helped my mother more than anything, because it made her realise and understand and be able to talk to other families that had depression. So that is there as well, you know, not only for the person who's suffering, but also for their family, because it's not easy to know what to say, or to think that you have to know what to say. Because often you don't actually need to know how to say anything.
Or
you just
say
need to
anything. Listen. Or just, you know, sit there in the silence and just allow someone be until they get their help.
Yeah. They say we're born with one mouth and 2 ears for a reason, that we should be listening as more than we're talking. So there you go.
We've done enough of it today. Roisin Kenny, thank you so much for joining us, and let's talk this afternoon.